Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Call of the Wild, the Angler. We're on Norway map, and my god, it was a beautiful map. I mean, this is a DLC map. Of course, it came with the game if you got the deluxe version on console or the limited edition release of it. And I just gotta say, if all of the DLC maps are going to be of this quality, then yes, please, I am ready. But in this video, I'm going to go over some things that I've discovered in the game that I think everyone needs to know and may not be familiar with. They may not be something that's actually well known. Not well known, but not something that the game really tells you is what I'm getting at here. So we're going to go over some of the things that I've discovered. The game really doesn't tell you. You kind of got to discover on your own. But if you haven't, then you can enjoy this video and maybe learn a couple things that you didn't know about. So, the first thing we're going to talk about, and before I start, let me just say I did put out a video previous to this saying about things to make life easier. We may go over some of the things that we've already went in that video. That's okay. I just want to get these all out there in one video. So, the first thing I want to talk about is casting. This is something that I see a lot of people kind of complaining about the way you cast in the beginning of the game. So if we go into the options and we go into accessibility, we have accessible cast. So by default, this is off. Now when this is off, you have to press and hold the L2, and then you have to take your right stick and pull it back, press forward, and as you press forward, kind of let go of the L2 at the same time. It's I guess I can kind of understand it. It's more of a immersive kind of thing, but I don't particularly care for it. I like the accessible cast better. So with the accessible cast on, you just have a meter. So when you get up to where you want to go here, you just press and hold the L2. The meter fills up, and you let it go when you're ready to cast. As so. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's say, and let's just change our rod here. All right, let's put on a match rod. Now, let's say, you're bait fishing, and you don't want to cast far. Like, see, there's a fish right there. Right, you don't want to cast far. So, if you just tap the R1 button, you get a short cast. See that? So again, let's reel that in, and let's move down a little bit to see if we can't get to that fish flow. So again, just tap the R1 button on your controller, and you get the little short side hand cast, just like that. Now, of course, I'm sure you all know it says toggle focus, but if you press a circle, you can zoom in on that bobber to see what's going on. So, if we can't get a fish here, wait a minute. We have a fish coming in over there. Hold on, though. Before we do that, let's just go back into here and let's try something else. So, if we go into accessibility again, rod tracking strength. Now, this is a big one for me. So, I believe this is set something like around 80. So let's actually put this all the way up to 100 for now. Okay, we're going to continue. And let's see here. What do I have? I got a worm. Let's put on a minnow. There we go. Let's cast out there. See if we can't get anything. And I'm going to show you what this tracking does. Looks like we have the fish interested. I see the fish off to the left. It looks like he's coming in towards it. I don't know how long this is going to take, guys, but once I get a fish, we'll come back and I'll kind of show you what this rod tracking does. Oh, there's a big fish. He's coming right for it too. That's a big one. Okay, so we reel this guy in. Oh, he's big. He's big. So with this rod tracking set at 100, You kind of see how the head, wherever that rod goes, your head kind of snaps right to the direction of it. So that's with the rod tracking set at 100. Okay, so now we got a fish on. Now, with it down to 30, as you can see, our head doesn't track it as far. Now, you can turn it off. I don't like it turned off because when you turn it off, it doesn't track it at all. But for me, 30 is the sweet spot. So I would suggest you guys play around with it and see what you like. Obviously, if you like it set high, then that's fine. But for me, 30 is just perfect because I can turn that rod and I don't automatically snap right to the rod like I did before. So for me, that was actually kind of game changing because that was kind of annoying. I still really want to be able to look around when I'm fishing. You know, walking maybe a little too much to ask, but definitely like to be able to look around. So let's get this fish in and see at least what we got here. Another tip: watch like rocks and stuff because it will cut your line. There we go. Nice little Atlantic salmon. Beautiful. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is line because I have noticed a bit of discussions on the Facebook pages with new players kind of confused about what line they can run. So we're gonna go back to the shop quick, and I'm gonna try to explain how the line works to you guys. Okay, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on the rod. So this rod here, so far, this is the highest strength rod that I have gotten. This is a mission rod that you get on Norway. So the strength of this rod is 77.16 pounds. The max line strength is 33.7 pounds. Now, as you can see, this reel, the max drag is 22.05 pounds. So what that means is that it would take 22 pounds to pull that drag out at full strength. Okay, so the strength says 11.02 pounds. So technically, I mean, you could look at that and say that's the highest line strength that would be recommended for this, but it doesn't really work that way, especially in real life when you have braid, because in real life, braid is very strong, but it's very thin. So, for example, on the rod I have right now in real life that I use for walleye fishing, I think I have like 20-pound braid on it, and that's like the equivalent to like 8-pound test diameter in mono. Okay, so this rod can hold up to 33.07 pound line. This reel, it says 11.02, but I have 33-pound line on this reel. Okay, so what you want to look at is you want to look at the line strength of the rod. Now, be aware that whatever reel you're using, okay, it's going to be that max drag that's going to tell you how strong the reel really is. So the higher the max drag, the more strong the reel is. Right now, this is the strongest reel I have, but just so I can show you, let me detach the item, right? And let's go down here now. What is the smallest one I have? Right here, the Kriya. Okay, this has max drag 3.31 pounds, strength 3.31 pounds. So technically, you shouldn't put anything over 3 pound test line on this. That's what it's telling you. But also, if you look at the line capacity, it says the diameter it'll take is 0.008 inch. So if we put that on there, right? Look at, it's telling me I can put 33-pound braid on this reel. Now, is that really going to help? No, because the max drag on this reel is only 3.31 pounds. So that means if you get a big fish on this reel, in theory, you shouldn't be able to pull it in. This reel shouldn't. It would destroy the reel, right? If you caught like a 20-pound fish on this reel, um, in theory, it should destroy it. But I just want to show you guys, it's all about the rod. It's all about the rod. So whatever rod you're using, whatever reel you put on, again, I have this rod. Max line strength is 33 pounds. This reel is a 3.31 drag. I just put 33-pound test on this reel. Would I do that in real life? No. No. Because in real life, you would have a reel to do a specific job. This reel here would obviously be an ultralight. I mean, a reel that's got a 3.31 drag, I don't even think... I'm trying to think, man. I don't even think there's a reel maybe that small in real life, to be honest. I mean, 3.3 pound drag is really tiny. I have some ice fishing reels that are ultralight that I put like 2-3 pound test line on, but the drag is still stronger than that. I've gotten some pretty large fish on those reels. So I mean, technically you could catch bigger fish on them, but you got to remember it's the whole drag. The drag is going to be the key to tell you if you can fight a fish. I mean, we can put a lure on this, and we can test this out. You know what? I kind of feel like why not? I mean, we might as well do it, right? Let's put a lure on there, and let's test it out. Let's see what we get. All right, so we're down by the water. So in theory, if I catch a big fish here, this reel should have a very difficult time landing it. But there's only one way to find out, right? So let's cast out there and let's see what happens. Again, I have 33-pound test on this reel that's only got a 3-pound drag. I'm actually kind of excited to see what happens. So yeah. Yep. So let's turn the drag right up to 95%. And as you can see, it is not stopping it. And it will spool us. It will definitely spool us. Let me put this up to 100 even. And let's see what happens. I mean, this could be a very interesting test here. So like I said, guys, like don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that a reel like this couldn't bring in a heavy fish. I'm saying in reality, you wouldn't want to put that kind of strain on the reel. So I mean, this is something that if we do get this fish in, and it's a big fish, I mean, we're at 100% drag. We do have the heavy line on. So the line itself might be the saving grace because the line itself is hard to snap. And since you really can't put any wear on the reels in the game, then I guess really there's really nothing to stop you. Although I'm not getting any headway with this fish at all. If I had my other reel on here, you know, this we would be pulling them in by now. I mean, we are getting them in very slowly. So this is very interesting. I kind of feel like this is an issue with the game because I'm at 100% drag and the fish isn't really doing anything, whereas I feel with a reel that's got a 3-pound drag and I have the drag set at 100, something should prevent this. Like, something should prevent this. Something should snap or something. Right, so we got the fish right there. He's ready, and we got him. So we just got almost a 17 and a half pound Atlantic salmon on a reel that's got a three pound drag. It took 6 minutes to land him on 33-pound braid. Obviously, the rod helped, but I feel like there's something not balanced with that. I mean, if we could bring in a 17-pound fish on basically a starter level reel, uh, that's just that's just crazy. But you know what? Now now we know. Now we know that that is a thing in the game, and the devs ain't going to see this or anything like that. But that's definitely something. That's definitely something. And now, in my mind, that kind of tells me that the drag in this game is just meaningless. There is really no point to the drag in this game. If we just pulled that 17-pound fish in on a reel with 3-pound drag, with drag set at 100%, okay, even with the big line, I mean, it's still a game. In real life, could that happen? Absolutely, that could happen. Because, like I said, 33-pound braid, it's not going to snap. It's really strong. Is your reel going to be able to handle it? Probably not. But in a game where there has to be some kind of balance, there has to be some kind of point to getting better gear, I feel like something needs to be tweaked. Something is definitely not right with that we're able to do that. But I'm glad I tested it because, like I said, now I know. And now that we do know that, let's get on to a couple other tips, shall we? Okay, guys, so while we're at it, we're going to talk about the legendary fish in the game. Now, I seen a comment on Facebook about this that they seemed very confused about this. And if we go into the handbook here, so we have legendary fish. It's got 3 fish. So each reserve has 3 legendary fish, okay? But they only activate one per week. So right now in Norway, we have Spielfin is activated, and over on the Golden Ridge map, we have Sidewinder activated, and they're activated from Thursday till Tuesday. So you have until Thursday till Tuesday to catch them. Then Wednesday is a break, and then Thursday they have another legendary get active again. So even though there's 3, you can't catch these 3 at any time. Each week, one of these 3 will get activated, and it'll be in one of their random locations on the map. Um, the best thing you could do is either go into the official Discord and check around there, or you can join my Discord because I keep up on that and I try to keep everybody posted. And maybe you want to be in a little bit smaller of a community than in the official. And what I do is I'm in the official a lot, and I bring a lot of the information back to my Discord for the people that are in my Discord. I have channels all set up for it. You can put in your Apex ID. We have a channel for that. We have a channel for trophy shots and tips, and we have a a whole channel dedicated to just hotspots on the map, where if we find something good, we'll mark it and we'll take a picture of it and we'll put it in there. Hopefully, if I get the community big enough, I would love to have kind of tournaments in there and like see who can catch the biggest fish. We'll pick a fish of the week, something like that, and try to just have some fun stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, in the description, I'll have a link for my Discord in there so you guys can join up that. So yeah, again, there's 3 legendary fish. One is active per week. Okay, so there's only one active at a time on each map. Okay, so don't think it's just one fish overall. Each map has their own legendaries, and one will be activated every week on each map. And moving forward, it's going to get insane because we have at least 2 more maps coming out that we know of. This is an EW game, so you know we're probably going to end up with like 9, 10 maps at some point. Just imagine having 10 maps and having legendary fishes activated on all 10 maps. That is going to just get crazy. So another tip, guys, is again it's going to be in the settings, and I believe it's under accessibility. So for those of you that may not be happy with the POV, you can change your POV uh, or FOV, POV. FOV, I mean your field of view here. Now, another thing you could do is you can totally rebind your controller here. If we go in here, I mean, see, we have everything here. We can change everything. Okay, I mean, you can even change the hotkeys that they have here. It's the handbook, the journal, inventory, quick menu. So maybe you would prefer to cast with R2. You could change that. You could change the short cast. You can rebind everything if you want to right in here. So I think that's pretty cool. Another good tip is that there's no way for them to be able to change time because this game isn't peer to peer like Call of the Wild. So in Call of the Wild, basically when you start up a multiplayer game, you're starting up your own server. With this game, because they want to put in tournaments at some point, so they want to make sure people don't cheat. This is their servers, okay? So that's why they're having such a hard time with it right now. Apex Connect, it's having a hard time with all the traffic, but that's why you can't change time on it because it's everybody. You can't have everybody changing time just at whim. But a very good tip is go into multiplayer and turn your multiplayer off. If you turn multiplayer off, exit the game, and come back into the game, it'll always spawn you in at noon. So if you don't want to play at night or anytime like that, it'll pretty much always spawn you in at noon. So that's a fantastic tip right there. So I guess the last little tip that I can tell you guys is that you do need to be careful when walking around the shores of the lakes. You can spook the fish, so you don't really want to run up on the spot. And also, you can crouch. Let me just figure out how. I thought it was click the R3. Yeah, if you click R3, you can crouch. And that will slow you down. And I don't know if that kind of makes your shadow less on the water or what. And also, if you're on foot and if you're on a Jeep and maybe in boat, if you click the L3, it's auto walk. Oh, and one last thing. If you don't want to run, just don't press the analog stick all the way and you'll walk. So yeah, guys, those are some tips. Those are the tips that I have. I hope you find them useful. I hope maybe there were some in there that you didn't know about. If there's some that you have, drop in the comments. Again, feel free to drop in my Discord, and you know we're always open to playing with new people. And you can drop some tips in there and some hot spots, and yeah, we can try to help each other get all the diamonds and golds and legendaries that our hearts desire. So with that being said, guys, that's where I'm going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you liked it, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And we'll see you next time, guys. And hopefully, we'll have some time on the water together.